Hey friends, welcome. Hey, as I start this video today, I just kind of want to say a little something up front. That I care about you, I believe in you, and I hope I don't offend you with this video. I really wanted to put something out there today that has compassion for everyone. You know, we just had a big election yesterday and things are going to change and have changed. And we all feel differently about that. I just wanted to put something out that would be supportive and help to bring unity. Because you know what? Regardless of who the president is or what's going on in the world, you and I are always friends. And the fact that I care about you does not change at all, regardless of what's going on. I want to see you do well. I want you to have the best life you possibly can. And I'm sure, like me, you're probably reflecting on yesterday's presidential election. And you know, elections bring out intense feelings, whether it's hope, frustration, relief, or even anger. They remind us of how invested we are in shaping our country's future. Yet they also highlight how little control we sometimes feel we have. And today, I want to talk to you about a powerful way to navigate these charged moments, particularly in times of great division and uncertainty. It's called radical acceptance, and it's a scientifically backed approach to inner peace that doesn't ask us to give up our values or desire for change, but helps us engage with life as it is right now. Now, radical acceptance is about facing reality head on, even when it's challenging, so we can respond with calm, wisdom, and resilience. Let's look at how this practice can help us deal with the ups and downs of an election cycle and ultimately bring us a greater sense of peace. Acknowledge your reality. So the first step in radical acceptance is simply acknowledging reality as it is, without denial or wishful thinking. In an election, this can mean accepting the outcome regardless of whether it aligns with your hopes. Now, it's not easy, especially when we're deeply invested, but acknowledging the results allows us to see clearly and engage constructively. Research shows that resisting reality increases stress and mental fatigue. Cognitive psychology tells us that when we acknowledge what's real, our minds are freed from the exhausting task of denial, helping us feel more centered. So instead of wishing things were different, ask yourself, what can I do now given the outcome? And accepting the result is the first step in moving forward with a clear mind. Separate acceptance from approval. Now, a big misconception about radical acceptance is thinking that if we accept something, we're approving of it. Now, acceptance and approval are not the same. If the election outcome is not what you hoped for, acceptance doesn't mean agreeing with it or liking it. It's about facing it without getting stuck in resentment or denial. Now, acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT, has found that people who accept situations without needing to approve of them experience less stress. This makes them more resilient and effective in responding constructively. So you can think, I don't like this outcome, but I accept that it's happened. By distinguishing acceptance from approval, we release ourselves from the weight of frustration and open up ourselves to take more thoughtful action. Embrace emotional awareness without attachment. Now, election results can bring out powerful emotions: excitement, disappointment, anger, or relief. You know, radical acceptance means allowing these feelings to arise without letting them consume us. Neuroscience shows that attaching too strongly to our emotions activates the brain's amygdala, its emotional center, which can cloud our judgment and increase our stress. Now, instead, think of these emotions like waves that will rise and fall. By simply being an observer of our emotions, We help calm the amygdala, giving our rational brain space to work. And research from Harvard shows that mindfulness practices, where we just observe emotions without judgment, decreases the duration and intensity of strong feelings. So, allow yourself to feel your response to the election without clinging to it. Release the need for control. One of the biggest sources of election-related stress is feeling that we can't control the outcome. While voting is a powerful act, we ultimately cannot control the national results. Radical acceptance reminds us to focus on what we can influence: our actions, our advocacy, and our own mindset. Now, studies on stress psychology confirm that releasing control over uncontrollable events reduces anxiety and promotes emotional resilience. So, imagine holding a handful of sand. The tighter we grip it, the more it slips away. Instead of feeling consumed by what we can't change, radical acceptance lets us focus on actions we can take right now. And this might mean getting involved in local issues or taking small steps that align with your values. Practice self-compassion. Radical acceptance isn't just about accepting the external world. It's also about accepting ourselves. We might feel disappointed or even blame ourselves if we think we could have done more. But studies show that self-compassion is essential for resilience, especially when we face setbacks. And Dr. Kristen Neff's research on self-compassion found that treating ourselves with kindness releases oxytocin, which is the love hormone. That calms our nervous system and reduces stress. Radical acceptance encourages us to be gentle with ourselves in these times, reminding us that no single person can shape an entire election. Self-compassion builds our capacity to engage constructively over the long haul, especially when things don't go our way. Take life moment by moment. Radical acceptance is not about making one big decision to accept. It's a moment-to-moment practice where we choose to accept each new situation as it arises. Elections will come and go, and the work toward positive change, luckily, is ongoing. So instead of feeling burdened by the big picture, focus on each present moment. Research from mindfulness studies shows that focusing on the present reduces the activity of our brain's default mode network, which is responsible for ruminating on the past or worrying about the future. By taking life moment by moment, we feel calmer and clearer, able to respond to what's in front of us without becoming overwhelmed by what may come next. So, radical acceptance isn't about ignoring what we care about or pretending we're unaffected by elections. It's about courageously facing life as it is, especially when the outcome isn't what we wanted. Each step we've discussed, acknowledging reality, separating acceptance from approval, observing emotions without attachment, letting go of control, practicing self-compassion, and living moment by moment, is backed by science to help us find greater peace and resilience. So, as you reflect on yesterday's election, consider how radical acceptance might allow you to feel more grounded, more empowered, and more peaceful, no matter what the outcome was. Remember, this practice isn't about giving up. It's about showing up with clarity, strength, and an open heart in every moment, allowing us to make a positive difference over time. Friends, I care about you, I believe in you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. I'll be back tomorrow with some more great ideas that we can discuss. These are my favorite moments every day. The time that I get to spend with you, where we get to have conversations and consider new ideas. As always, we're friends, and I care about you. I want to throw that out there one more time, because I think that's really important for you to know. So, take care. I'll be back tomorrow.